Hello friends, welcome in the new tutorial. Till now we have created this code to open up this Outlook. So in this tutorial, what we are going to do, we are going to create, which in this Visual Basic we have already created this body part. And now we want to assign this data to our this code. So I will do, let us first of all create one button. I already taught in my earlier lecture that you can create some button from here. So let us create one button and give this name as send email. We can directly send email by clicking this button. Let us go to this design mode and drag this thing over here. So finally our button has been created, and right now we want to assign a code. So let us again go to this VBA. By going over here we can create this code. Now the button name is as command button 2. If you want to change this name, you have to go to under this property table. You have to change this. So let us change this name as a send email, right? Or let's say send mail. So I've changed this name to this send mail. So rather typing this code to this sheet, let us type over here only. So first of all, let us create one sub to use in this sheet. So whenever this our button will be clicked, our this all the activities must be performed. So let us start with the code. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to go to under this workbook, we have to go to this sheet 1. And under sheet 1, there are the data which we are going to use. So whenever our status is either overdue or in progress, we want to send a mail. So this is our core logic. So first of all, we have to go to this under this workbook. We have already used this syntax in earlier lecture. So hope you understand this thing. So under this workbook and under the sheets, we have to first of all go to this sheet 1, right? So let us say sheet 1 must be activated. After that, we are going to assign some dimension to this as we are going to use this. So this is our variable which will give us output as a integer, or it will store the data as some numeric digit value. And now I row equal to 2. So finally we have done this spelling mistake. Excel will not accept this. Okay, so I row equal to 2. That means that our cell ought to directly come back to this cell, that is A2. So we want, let us type this thing. I will teach you the use of this thing at the end. So when our code will not work, automatically it will jump to the next section. So right now let us convert this thing under the comment section. After that we are going to use this thing. So now what is our logic? Our logic is when under this K column, this is not completed or not closed, we want to send email, but also we want to send a reminder to them whenever this G column will give us the value below 7. That means that for the status when it is overdue, either overdue or it is days left, that means that before this 2, we want to send the mail to them before 7 days. That means that we want to remind them to complete the task on 7 days ago. So this syntax we have to create over here to verify that this part must have some value contained. So whenever, that means that while range C, this is C, and I row will be our variable which will be changed when we are going to use it. So value is not empty. Okay, there is some error, is not empty. That means that whenever our selected cell must contain data, then our code will work. So first of all, the data must be available over here. Otherwise, our code must be directly stopped. So now our code logic will start if range K and I row. That means that, and that value, our K column is this, and its value is not equal to completed. And also we want another syntax is that and range K and IRO. So this will give us one cell value. So see, the syntax is for the range cell 1, cell 2 line wise. So this C IRO will give us, first of all, we have selected this IRO as a 2. So this will return this C2. Over here it is written as K2. So over here we have done some spelling mistake. So K2 and its value is not equal to, now what? Closed, right? So now it is not equal to closed. And also what we want that and range under this G column. What we want? Range G and I row, its value dot value must be less than or equal to 7. We want to send this email whenever this is less than 7. Or this is our first part. When the this is not completed and this is not closed with this value is less than 7, then we want to send email, or let's say directly range K I row, that is our status column, K and I row dot value is equal to overdue. So whenever our status column is giving us the result as overdue, this code must be complied. It is required to send email. So first of all, our first condition will be whenever it is overdue, and second will be whenever it is in progress. That means that it is not completed, it is not closed, but the value of the G column is less than 7. So I already gave you this idea why we have created this column. So finally we are going to use this column over here. Okay, so over here we have done a mistake, and I row is what? Let's say overdue, or we have to type then what we want? We want to send email. So to name, to whom we want to send email. So automatically we will call this function over here, and we have to assign this data which we have set over here to name, to email ID, like. So our to name which we have assigned over here, we are going to give the value D. So what is the name? Name is under this D column. So let us type to name range D, its value D, and I row, that means the D2. Right now we have selected I row as a 2 dot value. This value must be stored under this to name. What is the email ID which we want to store? Email ID is equal to range. Our email ID is under H column. So let us define as a H and I row dot value. So this is our second thing. Now under this subject, what we want? We want to give heading as pending task, or let's say pending assigned task. And now we want to create our email body as, so over here we are going to use our full syntax which we are going to write down. So first of all, for more professional way, we will write down some dear and space bar, and also we want to attach the name of the person. So we have already stored this data, the name person of the name over here. So let us use this, and for the respect purpose we are going to use this sir, but automatically it will engage to this. Let us give some space over here, and also we want to put comma. So this is our body. So under this body, what it will write? It will write here name. Over here it will be name, and again space sir, then comma. So it will write down like this thing. So let us comment over here. Again what we want? We want to go to this new line. So in Visual Basic there is one syntax which you have to use to go to the new line, that is VB new line. Now we are going to copy this thing because we are going to use this in many times. Again we want to add a new line. So finally we have created 2 line. Now after the 2 line we want email body to write down that first of all it must be write this thing which we have created over here. So for proper way we are creating this mail. Otherwise our this one line whole may be so long and it is difficult to understand and difficult to edit. So first of all this much data we are going to save over here, and again we are going to type email body. This small word will be replaced with this much data because we already saved this data to this email body. So let us say it must be write as email body, and whatever you want you can write down under this sign. Following task, let's say following task is still not completed, or let's say pending as per defined action. The task, let us add the task completion date also, so user can also recall the task completion date. So the task completion date was on, and we want to assign task completion date. So let us close this thing, and so this must be written, and now we want to attach this task completion date. What is our target date? This is our target date under E column. So we have to attach this date over here. Range A, let's say range E, and I row, because right now I row is our variable. I row and its value must be type over here. And now we want to add new line. So this is our first line which we are going to use right now. Let us go to this last line, and so again in the next line what we want to write this second one line which we have stored under this email body, and let us complete this first code, and I will prepare another video to give this brief about this code. So let us first of all create this thing, task details, and we want to attach the task details. Some user might have forgotten this task details, that's why let us create this task details. Range, under this C column our task details is available, and range C and I row dot value is our task detail. And now we want to add new line. Under the last line what we want to type, we want to type email body, again this email body, and current status we want to give them current status, and range. Our status is under K column, so let us type K and I row dot value. Now we want to add new line, and finally in the last line we want to ask them about current status. So let's say email body and kindly give current status, then comma. Again we want to VB new line this syntax error, we have to provide space, and at the end we want to add some regards. Let's say equal to email body, and over here we want to give some regards. Okay, there is some error, and we want to add new line. Under this new line we are going to add our name, let's say leader, team leader, as we are going to write as a team leader, and go again add one. Okay, there is 2 times we have added. So this is the syntax. If any syntax error will be there, Excel will give us some error message. So we have to sort it out as soon as possible, otherwise it will not allow us. So after that we have to create this call send email using Outlook, which we have created earlier. Send email using this subject we are going to call right now. Email using Outlook, under which we have to write down the subject, to email ID, comma, email body. You have to verify this with the spelling. Let us go to there and let us check to email ID, email body and subject. Right. So finally we have created this data and now we want to do AND if. But after that we want to add I row plus 1. So now after completing this task, our row column will be switched to the next row. Now we want to save this workbook. This workbook must be saved. If you want to close this workbook after sending the mail, you can use this syntax. But right now, let us keep it as a comment. And if you want to close Excel. Again, if we want to activate our summary sheet, this workbook dot sets summary must be activated. So after performing all these tasks, we want to activate this sheet. So finally we have completed this code. So I know that this lecture is too long, but we will cover this full again logic. What we have covered over here, I will teach you under this next tutorial. After that we will check this dummy by clicking the button whether it is working properly or not. This is called as trial and error. So we will perform the task. Till now, see you then in the next lecture.